regeneration, metabolic overdrive. Almost everybody died. Victor didn't. His biology adapted, granting him a controlled superhuman speed. When the experiment ended, Victor awoke in agony, surrounded by the bodies of people who entered the program with him. Every superhero universe has one character that breaks the rules of reality, but none of them cheat like a speedster. Some of them are so fast they can outrun time itself, slipping into alternate timelines like they're stepping through doors. Others are fast enough to freeze a burning building in place, steal a slice of pizza, save 5 people, fix their hair and still complain it took too long. So what actually makes a perfect speedster? Power, personality, or the way they bend the world around them? If you don't know, I'm on a journey of creating characters for my superhero universe, and today I'm going to be attempting to create the perfect speedster character for my universe. Now, before I create my own speedster, I need to talk about the 2 extremes we already know. You've got the reality breakers like the Flash, but once you can undo death and reset timelines like every other Tuesday, the stakes disappear. Then you've got the style kings like Quicksilver, super fun, super flashy, but sometimes it feels like all vibes are no real consequences. So I want to build something different, a speedster who feels grounded, but still dangerous and exciting. And look, I'm a DC fanboy. The Flash is one of my favorite characters ever. But when someone can alter an entire universe yet struggles against a guy with a cold gun, the consistency starts to crack. Alright, let's cook. My character's origin plays a very big role on who he is and how he got his power. So to better understand my character, I'll do a quick rundown of where he's from. My character is from Bogatovia. Bogatovia is a fictional country in my universe. So to put in perspective, if it were to exist in real life, it would be in and around Russia, Ukraine, and you get the idea. Bogatovia is a small country that suffered during the World War II. It was a dump site for the world's power and never really recovered. After the war, dictators have taken over and promised stability, but nothing. Over the course of 50 years, Bogatovia divided into 2 factions, the Loyalists and the Reformists. The Loyalists held the capital while the Reformists held the outskirts. This, of course, only led to more civil war. Now, with the chaos going on in Bogatovia came the Alliance for Emergency Governance, Intervention and Stabilization. In short, the Aegis. They are disguised as a humanitarian agency for peacekeeping, but run the most inhumane mutation experiments known to man. Aegis promised food, supplies, shelter, and good infrastructure to the Reformists, and in turn would strengthen their men to be able to take down the Loyalists. The people volunteered blindly because of the benefits they get for their family. That's when our character comes in. 20-year-old Viktor Zelenko. He volunteered to partake in Aegis' plan and give the benefit that come with it to his mother and his sick sister. An artificial gene mutation project that was aimed at altering the cellular structure of a human to make them more of a super specimen. More faster, more stronger, and not like anything the human race has ever seen. Inside the black site, Victor and hundreds of other volunteers were subjected to brutal procedures, gene splitting, neural acceleration, mitochondrial rewiring, skeletal regeneration, metabolic overdrive. Almost everybody died. Victor didn't. His biology adapted, granting him a controlled superhuman speed. When the experiment ended, Victor awoke in agony, surrounded by the bodies of people who entered the program with him. Driven by rage, he used his new abilities to tear through the facility, but before he could escape, Aegis sedated him. Instead of killing him, they wiped his memories, rebuilt a false identity, and turned him into an Aegis operative, one of the first enhanced soldiers. But unlike the perfect super soldiers they wanted, Victor required special caloric energy pills just to stabilize his metabolism at high speed. He was considered a half success, kept alive only so scientists could study him in the field and refine future attempts. So yeah, this is the birth of my speedster, and yes, he did break free from the control of Aegis. Because Victor isn't the perfect specimen and needs his special caloric energy pills to survive running at that speed for long, it ups the stakes for him. How fast is Victor? His top speed is 780 mph, which is a little bit above the speed of sound. But he rarely runs at this speed because, as you know, that would mean he'd burn more energy and consume more of his pills. So in comparison, he's usually running at the same pace as maybe Dash from The Incredibles, but can go faster if needed. What other powers does my character possess? Victor can build insane super strength from the momentum he gathers while running. In summary, he can punch a Thanos or a Darkseid across a city if he builds enough momentum. Okay, so let's run this back one more time. This is Viktor Zelenko, a 20-year-old from a war-torn country, Bogotovia. He took part in an illegal experiment that saw the death of other volunteers by an agency, HS. He woke up with superhuman speed, saved his country from a war, restored peace in Bogotovia, and fought against the evil agency that gave him his powers. Since then, he has been celebrated and idolized as a hero, and they call him Blink. Blink is the fastest human alive. And he's not the only one.